Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to City Hall here in the city of Syracuse, where we have a city that is very open to our LGBT rights and all of the rights of citizens here in New York State, with our New York State being very supportive of our gay and LGBT and trans and allies in our community. I'm happy that you're here. We may pause a moment if we hear church bells ringing. There was an announcement on TV this morning that churches should ring their bells 49 times in honor of Orlando. Today is the day that the Orlando situation took place. So I'm Bob Forbes. I'm the president of LGBTQ Pride. My board is over here on the side. That we have been working very diligently and hard to bring 11 events to you this year here in the city of Syracuse, and working with many organizations and the city and the county to do that. Let's honor that this is an LGBT History Month. So back in the year of 1969, almost 50 years ago, Stonewall riots took place in New York City at the Stonewall bar. It was our local drag queens in New York City that actually stood up for our rights and started this movement that has put us in the history that we now celebrate. June as LGBT History Month. So it's very important that we recognize all the people that have come before us and have done the hard work so that we can gather here freely today and honor and respect all of our communities. At this time, it's very important that we realize that our mayor has always been supportive here in the city of Syracuse, and that our county has been very supportive, and our governor has been extremely supportive to us. We have an incredible week of events, like I said, and I'm going to say a little something more later. But at this time, I would love to hear a round of applause for our mayor, Stephanie Miner.
Thank you very much. Another beautiful day for our annual flag raising. I want to take this moment to reflect on how far we have come in recognizing our values as Americans. It wasn't too long ago that we stood at this flag raising and talked about the need for human rights, about the need to make sure that governments recognized legal relationships, that people were free to marry who they loved, and that was a fight that we had to do through advocacy. And we did that through your advocacy. That is not to be something that we should look back on and say, geez, that was so easy, now the fight is over. I stand in front of you today on the anniversary of a horrible tragedy in Orlando, a tragedy that should remind us all that love doesn't always conquer all, and that we will have violence and we will have defeats as we march towards progress. But the only thing that makes it progress is that we march together and we are not defeated by that violence. So together, as we raise the flag and we start this week of recognition, we think back on the history and all of the people that came together to say that they would stand up for the rights and values of all, that we recognize that it's now our turn in our democracy, in our city, in our country, in our state, to make sure that all values are recognized and that we are truly indeed part of the fight to form a more perfect union. So congratulations and happy Pride Week.
Thank you. All right, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to move to the proclamation, and we're going to actually let the mayor do the proclamation, and then we're going to move to hearing from Bonnie Strunk, who has been very instrumental in the community in working with us and with what happens at the New York State Fair, because our Grand Marshal this year is Troy Waffner, who was the acting director at the New York State Fair, who was incredible in making sure that we finally had a recognized New York State Fair Pride Day. And he's not able to be here. He had a family and medical emergency, so I am going to ask Bonnie after the proclamation to say a few words on behalf.
Bonnie, come and make your way up here, because This proclamation says that the people of the city of Syracuse were smart enough to elect a mayor who is not going to read a proclamation when it's 90 degrees out and people are standing on asphalt. So let me just say that whereas in the city of Syracuse, people of goodwill formed together to fight for the values and the humanity of all, we were able to accomplish some but not all, and it's for the remainder of our lives to take up this challenge and to make sure that we recognize the values of all. And so now, therefore, I, Stephanie A. Minor, as mayor of the city of Syracuse, do declare the 11th day of June through the 17th day of June 2017 to be LGBTQ Pride Week in the city of Syracuse. So after this ceremony is ended, go forth and do justice.
Isn't it nice to hear someone say LGBTQ like they know what it means? Just an observation. My name is Bonnie Strunk. I'm one of the coordinators for Focus on Awareness and Information Resources of New York. We coordinate the LGBTQ booth at the New York State Fair and help coordinate Pride Day at the New York State Fair. We've been at the fair for 17 years, the only state fair in the country where there is an official LGBTQ presence at the fair for the entire fair. As I say, we've been there 17 years. For most of those years, we asked the state to please recognize an official Pride Day. Of course, we always got the runaround, no, we can't do that. Finally, Troy Waffner, this year's Grand Marshal, took up the fight for us and realized how important recognizing diversity and the importance of equality, recognizing equality for all citizens, approached the governor's office, and with his assistance, we now have our third annual Pride Day coming up at the fair. Pride Day will be Friday, August 25th. We'll have an official flag raising, a ceremony, and we'll also have our information fair. And in addition, the LGBTQ booth will be open all 13 days of the fair. So on behalf of Troy, we'd like to thank everyone for the honor of recognizing him as the Grand Marshal this year, and he wants to extend a special invitation to everyone here and everyone in our community and across the state to join us at Pride Day at the fair, and also to join us throughout the entire fair. Thank you so much.
So at this time, I am going to ask Councilor Hudson to raise the LGBT flag that will fly all week here at City Hall in honor of our LGBT week. Let's hear it. So it has been mentioned that today is 1 year when Orlando took place. And we tonight have joined forces with with Central New York Solidarity, CNY Pride, Black Q's Pride, and National Black Leadership Council for AIDS. We will be here at 7 o'clock on the steps to light candles and remember those 49 names of individuals that lost their life to gun violence 1 year ago today. So I ask you to please come back this evening if you can. I know it's a hot day. We're trying to make this short. And join us at all our events every day this week. And our huge events, obviously, all on Saturday. We have 3 events on Saturday. We have the 5K, we have the parade, and we have the incredible festival, which we have done some new changes at the festival. You will find a tent to be out of the sun or the rain. Pray no rain. So we have added a tent to the top of the hill. So we have listened to you. We have tried to respond to what the community wants. I also would like to thank all our government officials and people that are out here today, and always our mayor, who has been incredibly supportive to us. So tonight, come back out here if you can. Thank you and have a great day.